So since you guys are getting it, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna have you guys go ahead in your IM groups of 4, go ahead and get together. You're gonna be doing this exact same thing that we just did together. And what I want you to make sure is that you include me in your IM group when you set it up. That way I can drop in, see what you're thinking, see if I can help anyway, and also just to get an idea of what you guys are coming up with, because a lot of times you guys come up with some great ideas and I'd like to be part of that. So please remember to include me in your individual IM chats so that I can drop in during this time. I'm going to give you about 20 minutes to work in your groups. Go through, notate as much of the story as you can. Make sure that you underline the phrase that's stereotypical. Make sure you write what kind of stereotype it is: age, social class, gender, or race next to it. And then also make sure that you as a group are coming up with non-stereotypical alterations of that phrase for each phrase that you find. That's something that's going to be helpful for you in the assignment that we're going to do after this. Okay, so go ahead and get started with that. I'll give you about 20 minutes. I should be around in each of your groups, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we've been joining groups. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Our 20 minutes is up. So we're gonna go ahead and come back to our regular group class here, finish up, and get going. So we have talked a lot about stereotype today. We talked about different kinds of stereotypes in our everyday lives. We've also talked about stereotype in literature. And so we said that a couple different kinds of stereotype would be age, social class, race, and gender. So we want to be looking out for those examples in our readings of all types, not even just this particular piece of literature, but we are going to be working on that here. What I need you guys to do is take your copies of The Monkey's Paw, and you may work with your groups outside of class time if you would prefer. You may also work on it individually, but I would like for you to go through and finish notating the rest of the story, finding those examples of stereotype, writing the kinds of stereotype, and thinking of non-stereotypical phrases that could replace those. Because we're going to be doing a short essay. It'll be about 1.5 pages to 2 pages long. I'm going to give you guys the rubric. I'm attaching the download. So it's got the rubric and it's got the prompt, so you can keep that in mind as you're finishing this up. I would expect that this would be done by our next class period, because I want you to talk about it with your groups during our next class period and just sort of finalize your thoughts, get some input from other people, and start to form what you're going to be writing your essay on. So please remember to do that while you're gone. That's what we've talked about regarding these. As an example, we talked about one person accidentally thought that their African American friend was actually from Africa. That would be a racial stereotype. We talked about bingo and how old people supposedly play a lot of bingo, and so that would be a stereotype as well. So those were fantastic. We want to make sure that we're remembering things like that in our everyday life and in our readings. Okay, so please do that homework. Please read the rubric and the prompt so that you know where we're going with this. And keep in mind that our objective for this entire thing is to be able to analyze literature and find those stereotypes. And then you also want to be able to provide the citations to prove where you got it from. All right, so keep that in mind. And until our next class, I hope you have a great one, guys. Bye.